Okay. Oh, I forgot Pretzel Rock again. 1 second. I forgot the tunes. Okay. Oh, greetings and salutations. Oh, hey, Sam. How's it going, bud? There we go. Alrighty. Oops. Oh, alright, I'm accidentally opening stuff that I don't intend to open. That. And got that. Turn up Pretzel Rock a wee bit. Yeah, it's a shame that we had to cancel today. There we go. Alright. Good. That's a little bit loud. Bring that down just a little bit. There we go. That's better. Alrighty. Well, we can continue with... Oh, nope, that didn't stay on top like I wanted it to. Alright, stand by. We have to fix this. There we go. There we are. Alright, better. Ah, Nano. Hello. How's it going? Greetings, salutations, and welcome. Welcome. Okay, so let's see here. We gotta continue with this nonsense. Oh, man. So, last minute alterations on... We're taking a quick break from gaming. Good man. Good stuff, bud. Good stuff. Take care of thy health. It is important. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, so these are the ones I've had to prioritize because of the because of player characters. Let's see here. So we have things that we already have in here. So let's go back to something important, which is our quick list. All right, so we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make sure that we have something that works for each individual that's in here well enough that we don't have to worry about replacing them too much or finding an alteration of them all too necessarily. So what do we already have here under influences? So we have Arash, which is for adventures, risk, travel, so excuse me, I have to reassess where I actually am sitting in all this. Excuse me. Something that I forgot to bring up to everyone. Oh, hey Reaper, how's it going, bud? Is everyone that is currently not already have a character in my world, so unfortunately that does not include you, Nano, because you've already got yours, can have a character in the what is effectively text RP, and be in pools for one-shots and all that fun stuff. So, Sam and Reaper, now that you're here, I know that you mentioned that you wanted to get into playing We don't actually. I know I don't have a spot open at my stream table, but one of the things that you can do is you can join the text RP chat, and that'll give you a character in the pool of. Yes, you totally don't have characters. That'll put you in the pool of characters that I can pull from, and it becomes kind of like a scheduling thing that comes up, where we kind of try and find a schedule that works with everyone. That's kind of all the characters that are in that spot of the world that can reach an event that is occurring within a timely manner to be able to try and pull off a one-shot or a two-shot or a short-term adventure if it ends up being like that. And by short-term, I mean like no longer than 5 sessions. So that's something that if you're interested, you can join. I actually need to make a more obvious thing for that. Turn down the music. You got it. There we go. Yes. Alright, so there is a actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do something for that right now. I'm just gonna do something. Oh, cheers, Rusty. Appreciate that. I'm actually gonna just do a thing right now. I'm gonna go into the announcements. Hey, Gift of Gabby. How's it going? Greetings. Up to... sorry. Being slightly distracted by Discord, having to deal with, some stuff. Gabby, how are you? I'm a little... slightly frustrated, gonna be perfectly honest. We had to cancel, D&D today, so that's why we're doing world building instead of, actual gaming right now. Or let me rephrase that, instead of actual, D&D for the time being. But otherwise, not too bad. Just trying to make sure I got everything, all my ducks in a row, as it were. I need to actually add a, for things. Where is... I'll do that after the stream. I need to set up a bot in here as well to have a proper thing for making people know that they can join the world. Okay. So, we need to figure out where these gods sit. So, right now, I'm going to go into the fixing section, because that's where I had all of this nonsense. Yeah. Let's see here. So, I have this so far amongst that. Is this all in the influence section? All the way down to Zond? I have Virgil in here as well. Okay. So, one moment. Yes, love? I know she will be. It's not the point. Alright, I actually gotta take the dog outside. Stand by. Be back shortly. Oh, right. I'm back. Okay, now I'm gonna get out of here. So, we have Vigil, who is glory, honor, conquest, battle, justice, and purity. Purity in the sense of goodness and law to the absolute. So actually, probably should break these down a little bit further and define what they mean a little bit more. We also need to define exactly what Kalor and Gwendol are going to be about. I believe in Fixing the Gods we have them a little bit. We do not have them in here at all. No, I don't mind at all. That's part of the reason why I'm in there. Is so anybody that has access to that channel can just hop in. I might have to change the rules around for that in the future, but... Alright, actually...
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good, good.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
I has idea.
What's your idea?
Oh, I actually should be posting a few other things in Discord first. To like other channels, to other Discords that I has access to. I should have done more prep work before hitting the actual live button. This is bad. Bad practice.
It's fine, it's fine.
He's fine, but he's not fine. Must be perfect.
Of course.
Must do perfect. Must do it right.
Yush.
Oh, man.
Is there a need to introduce myself in your stream, or am I just infamous enough?
I mean, I don't expect people to ever just, like, introduce themselves unless I'm doing, like, an interview or it's something specific. The content is derivative around them.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
Wait, you'll do an interview?
Well, no, well, I've one of the things that I've done in the past is, like, I've been on other people's channels for, like, interviews and stuff. So I did, I think it was Zero Tech. I did an hour-long interview with him about how I try to run games. And Shinny, who is, she doesn't stream anymore due to time constraints, but who is, I think she's referred to as the Game Mommy, if my memory serves correctly.
I remember her.
Yeah, Shinny's great. She's a hoot to talk to.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I did like an hour-long interview with her too about different about how she runs her games, and she runs a very very reminiscent of like second edition style D&D. Like old school D&D where like healing, it's like you get struck by an arrow, like you gotta remove the arrow first before you can apply healing, sort of thing.
Oh damn.
Right, like very a lot more realistic and a little bit more gritty, which is like super cool. It's DM. Hello, Vigilant. Greetings, sir.
Hello.
All right. Where is?
Yes, the Game Mom. Yes.
She's fun. I think that's the correct channel to be dropping that in. Okay. If it's not, sorry, Shadow. Sorry, but not sorry.
Haha.
Alright, there we go. Dear old chap. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'm older than you. I'll let that one slide.
Beautiful.
I'm older. I'm always the oldest guy at the table. Actually, I think Pika may have actually been older than me, but that would have been like the exception.
Wait, seriously? Pika's older than me?
I think so. He may have been. The only reason I say that is because he got every single reference that I made that went back to the 80s, which is before I was actually around. So I just know 80s references because I grew up around a lot of teenagers and young adults, so I know a lot of like 80s garbage. It's one of those kinds of things. But otherwise, like, that was it.
God, I haven't talked with Pika in a while.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's always all over the place. I did some checking. He's always everywhere. So he doesn't stay in one place too long.
Like, he recently DM'd me because I think his Steam account got hacked, or his account got hacked.
Yeah, I remember something. I actually think I got a message about that too. Like, oh,
yeah.
I haven't heard from you in a while. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Now, oh, well, that's a shame. My follower count went from 250 to 249. Probably a bot. Okay. It's fine. Whatever. Something I literally just happened to notice out of the corner of my eye. Oh my goodness. What is it, sweetheart? Yeah, it should be there. Not really. Take a picture. Yeah, you just reach around with your phone and take a picture. I don't know how one-sided this conversation is, and I imagine it's glorious if it is. All right, let's see here. Okay, so we have.
What are you working on?
We are continuing our readjusting of the deities. So I've got the bulk of the stuff that these deities are of, for the ones that are like super prevalent to story right now, because they're either important to current or past players, or they are important to other forms of lore that have come up, like by association. So, like, for example, even though, Eeyore, even though he's the only member of the Natural Order that's been brought up, other members of the Natural Order are really, really important because their story of how they came to be kind of commingles very, very heavily. So all four of them are kind of important to be addressed. Beyond that, everybody else is either it's there because of certain classes, certain characters, or certain lore. Like Virgil, for example, is important because Zoned is being put into play. Again, the reason that Zoned is important is because Paladins are in my games. Also because of Nim. But
good old Nim.
Like,
good old Nim.
Nim hasn't really been brought into the limelight yet, so it's not anything revolving around Nim isn't particularly important yet, but that will eventually change. Everybody else either has someone following that deity, or the deity has come up in a game. So they've all been kind of accounted for so far at that point. So these are the ones that have been on priority, with the exception of Sylvis, which has been addressed in the Natural Order creation section right here, which is dreams, nightmares, wisdom, growth, and colors and potential, which is actually already in there. So the other two that I need to address. So we'll address the other two actual members of the Natural Order right now, which is probably a good way to approach.
Hey, I just want to mention Zephyr is my personal favorite because just
the stoner deity.
Yeah,
it's the stoner deity.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Just chill out, man. It's all
go
good.
With the wind. Go with the wind, man.
Go, just cast your sail and go where it blows.
Love it. I love it so much.
So it's so silly, but I love it. I came up with that one like I had a baseline concept, but I actually wrote the entirety of that one like overnight
Beautiful.
because I'm like I had a good I had a decent baseline concept of what I wanted for it.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, talking about sorry,
No, keep
but
going.
talking about homebrew, me and my friend, so he asked me for some tips on a certain like species he wanted, a custom species he's making,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to play it in a D&D campaign he's currently in, and so he asked me for tips, and I gave him on like tips, and just like, okay, this will work. This is a little bit too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept talking to me about it. Then I got interested, and now we're basically collabing on making this entire species and world, and yeah, it's going down a rabbit hole.
One of the things I'm noticing, sorry to cut you off, but one of the things I'm noticing, and this is actually gonna be probably helpful to you, is that a lot of like races inside of D&D actually are lacking something pretty important in my mind, which is actual properly designed culture. Because like take tieflings for example. Tieflings don't have a culture. Like they
holy shit, you're right.
They have zero culture. But they're popular. They're popular because of how amorphous they are, right? You can choose color, you can choose you can choose colors, you can choose horns, you can choose tails, you can choose a lot of variations in appearance. You can choose whether or not they have fangs, you can choose and the thing is that tieflings also don't give birth to other tieflings. Humans give birth to tieflings.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because it's the same thing with ASMR. Because it's a bloodline. It's like the sorcery thing. It's a bloodline. It's an ancestry thing. So somewhere in there, in your ancestry, you have a connection to the devil's blood. What? Oh, hello. Woo! Right? It's the same thing with it's the same thing with ASMR on the opposite end of the spectrum. Somewhere in there, there's a celestial involved. Now, I think the ASMR might be slightly different, and then that they might also just be someone that can be blessed at birth. What? Darth?
Hello!
Oh, hello, Darth.
He didn't hear it. I was like, I
heard something, but I wasn't sure. How's it going?
How you doing, Nano? How you doing, Zero?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Well.
That's good to hear. I'm just crashing stream for a second. Don't worry,
well, okay.
I'm not gonna stick around. But
I mean, you can stick around if you want. But
yeah,
it's basically a nonsense stream at this point, so it's all good.
Stay here, complete another chaos.
Oh, is that what you like?
Yeah.
Aww. I can stay for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, good.
It's all good. I don't actually expect anybody to show up or stay. It's all good.
Yeah, I was listening about like tieflings being born by humans. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And Azamars, I was like, huh.
Yeah. I think ASMR actually can have a different loophole with the thing, is that they can be blessed at birth. Which there's no reason that a tiefling couldn't be that either, but it's
an unblessing.
Well, I mean, it's a blessing. A blessing is the behests of a deity.
I'm
so,
just kidding.
which is why I actually have a rule that if you have if you use a cleric of self, so like
just saying,
someone who doesn't believe in the gods, that's just like they believe in them like self ability so much that they have divine energy. They are not allowed to use bless or bane.
Interesting.
Because they can't actually bless or curse people.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Run into that ever.
The only thing that I'm like, I hope that they're not born with their horns.
I think they are,
sure
but they're like it's like a ram,
nubs.
where it's the tiny ass little nubs. Like it'd be no different than fingers.
That sounds painful.
But question. is then, by this logic, technically gesture adopted?
Not necessarily, because tieflings can still give birth to other tieflings, because the bloodline's still
Damn
there.
it. Damn it. That would be hilarious.
Like, it's
Like,
the thing that it is
you
there
know.
is that this is also, like, baseline rules. Like, people can make up whatever rules they want. Right? Like, they can set it up however they want. Like, for example,
Yeah.
how half-elves in my world are infertile. Right? Like, that's
Yeah.
my own decision.
Holy shit.
It's homebrew. You're able to change
Mm-hmm.
things as you please.
But yeah, like tieflings don't have a culture that exists. Like, that's the big thing that I think is actually shocking about it all. Like, everybody loves tieflings so much, but then you dig into it, it's like there's nothing. Like, they're completely blank slates, and I think that's why people like them so much.
That was something about tieflings that I have found interesting, like the way that they get their names.
Yeah.
It was based off
Oh
of
yeah.
was it like characteristics that they have?
It's
or
based
something? I
off
can't remember
of I think that I'm gonna look in the player's handbook of what they actually use.
Because
naming is really interesting.
I had a character that I was going to use in case
Let's see
Pepper
here.
passed. Who was a
Tieflings born into our
tiefling.
culture typically have names reflective of that culture. Some names derivative from infernal languages passed down from generations, either from Finnish heritage. And some younger tieflings strive to help find the world adopt a name signifies a virtue or other concepts that they try to embody. So it's very interesting that they basically take on an idea and say, I want to be this idea, right? Kind of like a paladin almost, actually.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So like you can, which is why it's actually who was the Tabaxi are kind of like that too, where they will be named things related to their surroundings and their upbringing. So like, for example, you can have a tiefling that's named Flowing River. Oh, it's almost shamanistic actually.
Mm.
Which I think is super cool. Like, that's why, for example, the Tabaxi deity is called what is it? Aurora of Winter. Like, actual name is Aurora of Winter.
That's amazing.
Because he was born during a like in the mountains during when is effectively the Northern Lights were also overhead, which it doesn't happen all too often. Specifically where he was. So it was one of those things, like, this is a special moment with another special moment. So it's like, you are now this to signify that.
Mm.
But I also have to go into addressing his existence still, because he's not actually part of he's not part of lore, technically, like any active lore. So I need to see if there's ways that I can shift him into the spectrum properly, because that's one of the things I'm trying to fix right now. Because I'm finding
The character idea I have is a Twilight cleric, which might replace my boy Lewis if he dies. So hey, there's the option. Just kill off Lewis.
Just kill off Lewis. Man, Lewis is cool though.
He is.
Lewis is cool. I like him. But yeah, so Kalor and Gwendol are the two that I'm addressing now. So Kalor, I had Father of Wilds, and Gwendol is God of Cosmos. So this is where. Oh,
by the way, Glitchy says hi.
Oh, hello, Glitchy.
Hi, Glitchy.
I don't see him in the. Is my chat frozen? I hope not.
No.
I don't know.
Just nobody's saying anything.
Oh, no. Like, I messaged him on Discord and he said hi.
No, that's fine. I'm just making sure. Oh, but my Pretzel Rock isn't broadcasting to my Twitch for some reason, which is weird. That's weird. Hey, Gabby, welcome back.
Oh, man.
Ohio.
Oh, hi.
Ohio.
Wow, that sounded stiff.
I was trying to breathe because I had actually a coffee in my throat at the time.
Oh my goodness. It's okay, it happens.
Oh,
I have
hi-yo.
issues with all that.
There we go.
Oh,
Aw, that was cute.
That was me.
Oh,
Did you think it was my daughter?
no. Just like a voice that you could probably do for a woman in D&D. That's all.
Oh my god.
Dark.
I'm just saying.
No. Roll it back here. We're going back to the question with the answer here.
I said it sounded like a good voice you could do for a woman.
Okay. All right. I won't press it. I won't press the matter.
What's the press? That's all there was.
Oh my god, I'm just imagining him speaking in that voice.
Hiya.
Oh, good class.
Oh my god.
I can't speak
Oh,
Japanese. It wasn't
my
worth
goodness.
anything.
Well, not so much like that, but like the high pitchedness, you know. Yeah, that was good.
Oh hi, Mazel.
Listen, I can do weird
Hi.
voices and stuff.
Hi,
Oh,
You've heard me do weird stuff. Oh, hey, Basil.
Oh my gosh, the gurgly
Hi,
voice.
Emily.
It's okay. It's okay. We're not actually running today. It's okay.
Oh. Why?
You're okay, breathe.
Who was it? The EU crew ended up canceling.
Uh-oh.
Are
Hey,
you?
look at this.
I know you're tired. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
There's 3 different people from 3 different campaigns.
Hey.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Literally just woke up, so okay,
Okay,
bye-bye.
So
Okay.
I was gonna say, go get
Emily.
yourself. Go
Hey.
wake yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Sorry.
Cheers. It's all
Bye.
good.
I'm gonna have to get going myself, actually.
And immediately Samurai joins.
Samurai!
Oh my goodness. This is okay. This makes me happy. All right, I'm just gonna say this. This makes me happy.
I was gonna say hi, I was gonna say hi to my friend, and she got off. Motherfucker.
Just barely. Like, literally, she clicked off and you jumped in. It was like the same time.
God damn it.
You can say hi
Literally.
to me though. I
know.
I don't
I
mind.
thought your friend too.
hiya.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, hiya.
Hello.
See?
Hi.
It's perfect.
Okay.
He's like, okay, I'm going.
Bye. I'm done with this bullshit. Bye.
all right. I gotta go.
All right,
I have
cheers,
to,
Zara.
I have to wait for
Oh.
my kiddo.
Enjoy
Bye,
the rest.
Dad.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Good one.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Oh,
it,
man.
guys. Take care.
Okay. Now then, where was I in this nonsense?
Oh, Darth is a.
I'll be looking though. Of course you will be. Means I can't get away with too much nonsense.
Nope.
Okay, so.
Where were we? We were talking
Well-
about races.
We were talking about a lot of stuff. How are you, Sam?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Just fine?
Yeah. I mean, like mildly frustrated because of D&D,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now I can catch up to this one anime that I was watching with friends before D&D.
What anime is that?
Spy Family.
Spy Family?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I heard
I
of
have-
it.
I think I've heard of this one.
Oh my god.
It is quite good. I just missed the last 2 episodes because of D&D and probably more streams that I was moderating for and/or just watching. I don't remember.
Oh, there you go.
By the way, do you want to hear about the race me and my friend are basically?
Sure. You can talk a little bit more about it.
Okay, so basically the race we're creating is called Kulikians. They're kind of
Kolikians or Kulikians?
let me spell it in chat.
Oh dear.
This. Kulekian. I don't know how you pronounce
Kulikians.
Kulik.
Okay.
They're based off Iraq.
I feel like they're based on Iraq.
Rats? Oh, arachnids.
Yes. So
I feel like there needs to be an apostrophe in there somewhere.
they're based off Iraq. So all the subspecies are different types of arachnids, or different spiders. All that. Some are based off different spiders. The basic one just has basic abilities. There's a tick version. There's a two scorpion versions that have. I was designing. I basically made the scorpion version so that you can choose between two different limbs, which is pincers or a stinger. So I can smash both a stinger version and a pincer version in one single subspecies.
Yeah.
They do different things.
Yeah.
One, you as an action, you sting, and the enemy needs to make a DC saving throw or get poisoned. And the other one is an unarmed attack, D6. And then as a bonus action, grapple your opponent.
Yeah. This actually sounds more like a monster base than it does a play.
Oh, it is.
Race,
It's supposed to be monsters as playable races.
Yeah. So here's a couple of cool things. One, they used to do that as a thing in 3.5. Like that was just a feature that like all monsters had. Is like if you wanted to play this, you got this, and this.
Cool.
But you're effectively this character level. So like for example, one of the things that they had in there is like if you wanted to play a Minotaur, for example. The rules for Minotaurs are obviously been changed a lot since then. Because Minotaurs were like a CR 12 creature or something like that. They removed a bunch of like the really like crazy abilities and stuff. It gave you, some other side stuff instead. That made a lot more sense for a player to have. And then it's like, so your effective character level is 12 before you apply a class. So if you're just playing the race, you play as like a baseline Minotaur and you're like considered 12th level. So this means that if you want to play a Minotaur, you should wait until the party is of 12th level before you play this Minotaur.
Oh,
it was the idea. And you'd also gain XP and levels equivalent in proportion to that as well. So it's one of those things where it's just like you could play some really, really dumb, powerful, cool creatures as players. It's just like, here's how powerful because the idea was a lot of stuff that was built into the game was the game assumed that some creatures are just stronger than others. And it took it from a world building perspective and a gaming perspective as opposed to not even a gaming perspective, as a more world building perspective rather than a gaming perspective, which is what first edition character creation was actually about, which is really, really cool because it's the idea of, hey, these things are this powerful in the world, so if you're going to play one, you're going to be that powerful, so you better hope that other characters in your game or in your party can keep up. It was really, really interesting. It's a really cool way of approaching. And there's like a lot of the options that people wanted to play were things that were like, an extra character level or two higher. And a lot of the time, people, especially if you've played for a while, it's like you started at 3rd level. So it's like, okay, well, you just only have like one class level.
Now,
right?
I have a question.
Yep.
For these specifics, the Scorpion one, I have a question. I was running an idea, is where when you get to a higher level, once you get to higher levels, the attack gets upgraded. It gets stronger the higher level you get baseline. So even with multi-classing for a higher level baseline, I was thinking maybe at a super higher level, maybe to the pincer one, when it grapples something, it also restrains them. So, it movable. I was gonna ask you about this because this seems a little bit strong. As an action, the stinger is a higher DC, of course. When it stings something, it poisons and also paralyzes the opponent.
Well, everything is relative to level. So here's a good way of approaching it is it's not really so here's my approach to balance, and a lot of people, I've had people disagree with me on this, but when it comes to balance, it's one of two things, and that is it setting yourself up for are you setting yourself up for fast battle, slow battle, and are you doing something which I think is actually very, very dangerous to do, which is why I don't use these particular kinds of enemies very often, which is, are you setting your players up on a downward spiral to fight back? So here's a good example. When your player characters start getting abilities to do stuff, generally speaking, your monsters should be doing it a level ago. That's my approach. It's like, so it's like if you're playing a monk, for example, it's like you run into something that can stun you. It's like, oh man, stunning sucks. It's like you level up. It's like, I can now stun people. I know what this is gonna be like. Right? I know how much it sucks to be on the receiving end. I know how good it's gonna be to do it to the other person. Right? So that's kind of like my approach to whether or not you introduce stuff. That doesn't mean that you have to go, oh, it has to be available to those players in order to introduce it, but that's approximately when you introduce it.
I was just curious because I seen different creatures and creatures having poison plus paralysis condition.
Yep. So long as they are poisoned, they are paralyzed. They have the paralyzed condition, and it's actually very.
I feel like that would be
that says that specifically, because that means that anything that heals poison heals the stunning effect, which is normally not fixable by lesser restoration.
That's fun.
Right, it's one of those ways that you can introduce stunning effects earlier than just stunning people.
That's fun. But yeah, I was just curious because, because this race is specifically from another plane, where basically it's basically survival of the fittest.
Yep.
This race is controlled by a monarch.
I actually have a suggestion for you. Have you ever watched? Because this sounds really familiar. I'm not because it sounds super familiar to this. Have you ever watched Hunter x Hunter?
No.
Okay. There's a creature in that anime called the Chimera ants. Chimera ants are a species of ants that the queen eats whatever it is that it got, and then takes on both physical and mental attributes of the things that it eats and applies them to her children. Now, the thing that makes it interesting about this is that over the course of time, they have in the show they have evolved to a point, because they have evolved very, very quickly. They have evolved to a point where they are attacking human settlements, they are attacking people, they're and things like that. And then eventually they start getting a hold of hunters, which are the powerful fighters in that series.
Hunter X.
Where they also gain abilities that are basically willpower, but they essentially gain the show's version of magic as well. And then they become extremely dangerous. But the thing about them that makes them so interesting is that you basically get, at least from a DM side, it's like a DM's wet dream or a designer's wet dream, because it gives you an open-ended option to go, I can kind of just do a grab bag of whatever I damn well please for features and slap it on this thing. And it's all one species, so you can throw every kind of creature together, and they're all still technically this kind of ant. Now, that's your idea way further into the other field. But it's the same. But
They're a bit
idea.
different.
Yeah.
The Klekians are a bit different because when they devour something, they just get baseline strong. And the stronger the thing, the stronger the stronger you get. And basically, the monarch then devours his stronger Klekians to get even more powerful and just gets more and more powerful. Whole realm is built on this. There's also different bug-like things. So like there's like moths, ants. There's also thorny devils, moles, predators, basically.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Also crabs. There's
also crabs.
Octopus.
All fear the infamous mud crab.
The hermit.
But the horseshoe crab, it hasn't evolved for like millions of years.
But the mud crab is the truly terrifying one. It scales faster than you do in Skyrim and Oblivion.
Oh, I think you'll actually like the specific.
I wouldn't know. I haven't played either.
Okay.
This specific Kolikian. Sorry.
That's all good.
It's the tick one where every time when it latches onto you and doesn't go, it's hard for it to like pull it off. Just latches onto something and starts draining it dry. And every time it like drinks, like as an action or bonus act, so every round, it gives you a point of exhaustion. So it slowly kills you. Yeah.
Oh no, that's dangerous, man. Doing exhaustion is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is like I think a lot of people underestimate how quickly exhaustion like can ruin your day. Because like the first level exhaustion is kind of like it's for most of the time, especially in combat. One level exhaustion kind of like it's an inconvenience because most of the time you're not doing ability checks. But the second one hurts because it's saving throws and attack rolls.
Yep.
And that spirals pretty quickly. Because here's the thing, this is getting back to like I don't use enemies that do stuff like that very often because it because if it turns a even fight immediately into a losing fight if you're going blow for blow, because it means that you're less likely to be able to actually fight back. It's like a creature that reduces the strength of the fighter as the fight goes on, right? The fighter has less and less of an opportunity to be able to fight back because they hit less often, they do less damage, and eventually it's going to be they can't move because they can't carry their own pack or their own armor. Right. So this is that's one of those things where I've said someone else I was starting to design their own monsters said be very careful when you start doing things that impede your party's ability to fight back.
Oh, it's the check. Actually, you make a check every time it tries to drain you. You make a check, a Constitution check. Save.
Yeah. Like, the thing is like it's one of those things like and that isn't to say don't use it. It's just be careful when using it because the only way to actually remove exhaustion, magically, is greater restoration. And that's a 5th level slot and a diamond dust investment.
I'm gonna make them super squishy then.
That's not so like it's not cheap. It's not only does it create a problem that gets really bad really fast, it also is expensive to fix on the fly. You can sleep it off, but it is one of those things that you have to like be careful with because it gets
the really thing about them
to deal with.
They attack in groups of 1. So a group of people will murder this thing.
Yes, obviously. Like that's the idea.
So I'm probably gonna make them into a random encounter during camp. So like when they're sleeping, you suddenly feel like something's nibbling on you, and here's the thing.
Yeah,
They're basically the size of, they're smaller than half. They're smaller than gnome.
halflings
they're
are-
small.
They're tiny. They're like the size of a dog, like a small dog.
The thick ones are gonna be small boys. So yeah, that's neat. What else do we have? Oh, we have water spiders that live underwater.
That's awesome. Let's
Yeah,
see here.
and they have water webs, so that's fun. You can make traps underwater. Which is gonna be
Do I have?
if people will utilize that. Ooh, I think I have like a picture.
Okay, so that's that's music, and all that. What if we did, and set spirits and soul with cosmology. With
I've been
stars,
working.
cosmos, spirit, soul.
Hope you've been working on this while I'm chatting.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Let's see here: stars, cosmos, spirits, souls. It should be plural. I feel like there needs to be something else added to this list.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a exhaustion type creature because I've never seen people use one, so it's just like, why not?
People don't use exhaustion because it gets very volatile.
Mhm.
And people like I've seen a lot of people stray away from just using the shadow just because of the same reason, because it saps strength. Like I know a lot of people shy away from using those creatures for those reasons, because they've had bad experiences with using them when they did use them. And I think the main problem is because a lot of people don't really understand how they have to approach using that creature. I think a lot of people also approach the game very differently than I do, because most people approach the game that you're going to be getting into like 2, 3, 4 combats in a day, where I'm just sitting there like, nah, you're getting into like maybe 2, like 3 in a day maybe, but like the first 2 are going to be very small compared to the last one, if that's going to be the case, right? Because I don't like the idea of throwing peons at a party to just force them to waste resources. Because that's all that really is, right? The first 2 are going to be like, either you're like, if you have 3 fights in a day, 2 of them are designed around the idea of you throwing away resources to make the hard one, whichever one it happens to be, harder.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, which I hate that idea. Like, I think all encounters should be, to a degree, challenging. Now, sometimes you high roll, or sometimes you come up with a creative solution, and that's good. But a lot of the time, I find that lesser encounters are designed often just to waste resources as opposed to actually challenge players, which I think is bad design. Because combat, no matter what situation it is, it should do one of 2 things, which it should either make the players feel really, really good because they're just stomping stuff, or it should be extremely dangerous and challenging. You should feel like you have to like claw your way to victory. Right, and you've had both cases in your guys' campaigns. Like when you guys had pirate that were facing off against like pirate goonies and stuff like that, like you were just sweeping the floor. Even when things look like they're stacked against you.
Yep. That's what we do. We magically make it work and we win. Somehow. How do we win? We have no idea.
Yep. The better way.
We're 3
better way of
idiots
doing
trying to live.
Yeah.
Just like, I feel like the description of Telltale Fleet is the perfect summary of our party. It's the perfect summary of our
really,
party.
really well.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. So I can leave it at this. Stars, cosmos, spirit, souls. I think I can leave it at that. I feel like there needs to be something else in there, but I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Let's see here. Alright, so Kalor is of the wilds and nature and hunting and survival and evolution and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And Gwendol is of the soul, the cosmos, the spirits, and the stars. I feel I'm missing something in here. I don't know what it is. I'm missing something on Gwendol, and I don't know what it is. And it's gonna keep.
I remember when you were making Gwendol. Well,
I don't actually have that. Gwendol was originally
complicated.
Gwendol was originally going to be a harvest deity, but then I started. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
For that.
But that I pushed onto the Duchess of Light because a combination between the Duchess of Light and the Father of Decay, or Duke of Decay. Was it Duke of Decay or Father of Decay? I can't remember. I know, and I said thank you. Cardinal of Decay. That's what it was. I changed
the good old
because I changed things
Cardinal.
around for him.
I remember you just telling Cream once all about, or you telling me about all these guys.
The list is
It's
long.
so interesting.
The list was long, yeah.
The good old Alice's. Oh, I remember those.
The Alice conversation, yeah, that was something.
Ooh.
Okay.
That woman. That woman.
Oh, the one specifically that I made, yeah.
Did I ask or?
So, this is actually something that I've said on stream before, so I don't mind talking about it. So, the thing that I do with my world is I try to make everything a little bit different than vanilla. Mostly because I have a lot of creative energy.
And vanilla's boring.
I mean, to be fair, the Feywild's pretty cool on its own. But one of the things that I did with the Feywild is the Feywild is on a infinite repeating time loop. So I think I have it set to 200 years. Every 200 years, the timeline of the Feywilds loops back to its first date. So you can actually run into so it's possible for you to run into people that have been in the Feywild 700 years ago.
Interesting.
And the way that this works is that the Archfey are outside of are in the know of this loop, but the rest of the Feywild is not. So the Archfey are effectively are constantly moving pieces around to try and beat each other for lack of proper high-end descriptions of everything. And at the end, because of a unending disagreement between them, it keeps on repeating itself. So every loop there is an Alice that has to go through and fights against specifically the Cardinal of Decay, which is the Archfey of Autumn, to try and keep the whole thing collapsing in on itself, for lack of spoiling everything that's going on in there. So there's a final battle every 200 years that determines whether or not the loop continues.
How far are we with that?
We're 27 or something like that. There's a lot of Alices.
27 years before or after the
27th loop?
The 27th loop.
Oh,
but how many years in? Yeah. I don't think I have that written down, and I actually cannot say. Anyways, because that would provide too much information to the timeline of when certain events are going to occur.
True.
Makes sense.
How old is Diabus? Tell me, DM. How old is?
How old is the Alice? Which one?
The newest. They will tell me exactly how long the cycle has been.
No, it doesn't. Because the Alice could have gone in at the age of 30 and joined 1 year before it occurred, or could have been in there for 30 years and could have joined when she was a child.
This does not. What? My brain has just fried.
So
you good?
So you don't know. I can tell you the age of all the previous ones. Hundreds of years, technically.
Jesus Christ. Okay, nope. That's gonna be a long conversation.
But each Alice also has a connection to all the previous Alices as well. So the Alice's power continues to grow over every loop.
I just want to do the Avatar now.
It's basically the Avatar or All Might or insert three other mythologies.
Yes.
Like, it's not a new idea by any stretch of the imagination.
The newest Alice is so badass.
That's not even the newest Alice, dude. That's like, I think she's like 17th or something like that. I'm actually gonna look this.
Nice.
The one I built was Krista Sandoon. She is actually the 10th Alice of 25. My apologies.
Really?
Yeah, and she's a tier 3 creature, which means that,
get it.
Which,
okay.
Yeah, which means that she has 3 initiatives in the turn order. Yeah, she's a badass.
She is.
That's wild. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's a Dampier.
Hey, watch she create this monster of a woman.
She's pretty crazy. She was originally actually designed as a possible fight for the off-stream campaign.
And then they recruited her.
Yup. And then kicked the ass of the shadow that was following them.
Can be charmed or frightened. That sounds about right.
Yeah. She's pretty scary. Oh,
She's
man.
cool. She's very cool.
Okay. So there's that. Let's see here. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna open a notepad here. Okay, notepad. We need to see from the quick checker which of these deities we can actually kind of like add to the list, and try and find a way to make them fit. So Amma is kind of like one of my like personal, like, there's a personal joy with me with working with her for myself, but she's gonna be an interesting she's gonna be a pain in the butt a little bit with how I have to change her because of the way that I've set up Ozublocks, because I've had to change him to fit more of an education and information side as opposed to a nightmare side. So I actually have to change her around a little bit. Maleficia, we've already got. Orin is another one. Orin, the thing is that he's a crafty, which is the thing that is kind of a problem because I don't think it actually fits the way things are currently going. Specifically Sherlock is I think she's going to be considered obsolete in the scope of how I've set up Kendall, or sorry, not Kendall, Kalor, because Kalor is basically taking care of all the entirety of like nature's hunt and survival and all that aspect. So she's not really the huntress Though she can be a huntress, but the thing is, like, she's not gonna be of hunting. She's gonna be of something else. So I might actually make. I think, but I have an idea for that. Virgil's already taken care of, and so is Varus. Now we get into the neutral deities. We have Aurora, right? Aurora is going to be kind of left with a bit of an identity problem crisis, because Aurora has been set up originally as the astrology deity, the star deity, as for all intents and purposes. But he's more about wandering and discovery. But Arash kind of fits that bill too, so it's gonna be a little bit of a weird.
Isn't Arash about adventure?
He's more about adventure specifically, but adventure is partially with discovery as well, right? Like, that's the thing, is like it's far more nuanced. This is where I'm starting to run. This is where I was running into a lot of problems, because I was setting people up, and I'm just like, well, you're kind of like butting heads inside of the same bucket here, right? That's where a lot of my problems were stemming from. Also, the fact that a lot of them didn't really also have an identity, because I hadn't set up their identities properly. Baharam, I had a story for, but I lost it amongst my notes because it was on paper. Which he is meant to be a charisma-based deity, but I guess you could say that all of them are. But he's meant to be like that trade schemer thing, but that's kind of weird in the way that things are set up. So I might actually change things to be less of a tradesman and more of a con man. Make it more of like thieves and things of that nature. Neela has had her identity completely stolen away by Maleficia at this point, because she is now, because I expanded Maleficia a little bit to be more about family and things of that nature. So if I go to the influence here, I'm just gonna double check and make sure I'm not screwing myself over. Fertility, love, sacrifice, suffering, fae, music, seasons, motherhood, abrasiveness. This is actually incorrect. It's not abrasive, it's abrasive as a descriptor, not a domain. But she's also of seasons, right? Because of her children. So the thing about her is, like, a lot of the stuff that made Neela, aside from her being a child deity, specifically about children, doesn't, like, it all kind of got stolen away by Maleficia.
Actually, you can keep going to the writing part, but there's a thing that I remembered that I want to talk about. How everyone seems to like Lewis, and there's actually a reason for that. Because while I was making this character, I was thinking, okay, so how can I make a character that I would personally would be good for me to play and would like to play, that like it would enjoy it, and also the stream and other people will just enjoy and be entertained by his shenanigans.
I mean,
and yeah, it worked.
Well, yeah, because it worked on me, because unless you are uninterested in your own character, I don't see. I get excited by anything that people get excited by playing. Like, that's why it worked on me. But I'm also like, I just love playing and watching people have fun a lot.
I love playing, just in general. I feel like the characters I have so far made are interesting. Lewis being just knowledge hungry constantly, and the other one is, I'm not gonna spoil anything on that one. Not gonna spoil anything.
So, yeah. Like, I'm running into. I'm actually. It's specifically my dark deities that are like I'm running into a lot of problems with. I think because there are some that I have really good grounding in. Like Dureth, for example, is actually what's the word? He's he's an oxymoron by design, which is one of the reasons why I like him so much, because he's one of the deities that became a deity through like as a mortal, right? Like he's for all intents and purposes, he is basically my Vecna replacement. But the thing that makes him so interesting on my personal favorite thing about it is that what he wants is he just wants to destroy the gods, right? So he became a god himself to destroy gods.
That's interesting.
Like that's his end goal, was I want to destroy the gods, and he ends up destroying a forgotten god whose name has been stricken from lore, and all lore that I write will have his name stricken from it. Like, because all of his old lore is actually handwritten, so it's easy for me to just write in the name of a forgotten god. So he actually took the place of a forgotten tyrant god, and he destroyed him so that he could become a tyrant of freedom.
Question: is there any possibility of learning of forgotten? Any?
I can't answer that.
Got it. I understand.
It's one of those things. It's kind of like the I don't remember what it's actually called, but it's a thing in Elder Scrolls lore that when someone tries to become a deity, and if they fail, which is common by the way, their existence gets removed from memory.
Oh my god.
So like that's why everybody like now nobody knows this. Right? Because why would anybody know this? How could you? Their existence got wiped from like their being got wiped from existence, including all other forms of their like including everything that they like had a hand in. It gets replaced. It's like the wish spell, right? Where reality will shift to accommodate it.
Oh my god.
So that's why I think it's Talos is the deity in Skyrim that everybody's like, no, he was a mortal, so he's not up to actually a divine. Because he was one of, I think, either the first or only, I don't actually know the Elder Scrolls lore that well, to actually succeed. So he became a deity.
Interesting.
Very interesting. That like changing reality bending breaks it plays with my.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be a bit. Luna, hey, no, that's not for you. No, leave the kid alone. That's her toy.
It's hard to wrap your head around.
Well, it's
on
one of
how
those
it
things.
Works.
Well, that's why it's like. So, like, if you watch Family's Birthright, one of the things that happened in one of the last sessions was that, memory of the person. What? Oh, the dog won't listen? Okay, stand by. Move up. Great.
Hey, Sha, how you doing? Hi, Sam, as well.
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah, you're here too. You've just been quiet. That's fine. I get that.
Oh yeah, I've just been listening.
Yeah, me and Persona usually just go on long talks about things.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's our thing. It's our thing.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
But yeah, so one of the things that happened in Family's Birthright, at the end was, Stonegrind, because Stonegrind got completely corrupted, the memory of him, specifically the individual that he was, got removed from memory. Now, reality didn't shift to accommodate. It's just everybody forgot who he was. But there's a thing that is being done by Rapid Whisper, and Raylanor already got the treatment. Everybody actually got the treatment. Just nobody's been doing the text RP except for Shadow, which is fine. I don't expect everybody to join it. That's kind of like do as you'd like. I have stuff written down to accommodate nobody doing anything. So, excuse me. But he has a process that allows for memory recovery and memory retention of those that you would normally forget. But the thing is like reality doesn't shift. Like the actions that the person had doesn't vanish. It's just the memory of them goes away.
Interesting.
Right. So evidence of their hand is still there. So that's where people are able to be aware of this thing, and its hand in the world, so to speak, because like people will realize that they're forgetting, that they don't remember stuff happening. And it's like there needed to be one more person that did that, but there's nobody, but none of us know who that is. It's like somebody has messed with our memories, right? Like that would happen. So that if that started becoming a widespread thing, people take notice of it. Alright, Spider Queen, who is actually an outsider, which is the fun part. She's actually a deity from the realm.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, she's a spider from another world that got banished.
Heh.
Yeah, so there's a section in the Underdark where she reigns, where it's just like a very, very large, like a massive nest, essentially.
Yeah, you talked about it.
It's not a fun place to go.
I would imagine so.
Because of that, it is a place that people actively avoid, and it is also the reason why in the Underdark people do not kill spiders unless the spider is hunting. Because they do not want to piss off the giant, they don't want to piss off the nest.
Right.
Yeah, I would see why.
Yeah, you don't want to piss off a nation of spiders just because you decided to step on a spider. Because it's an inconvenience because it's, it was convenient to do so. So the other thing also that I was running into the problem with Neela, I was gonna say is that Valandra is also a family deity. But she's not a family in the traditional sense. Family in the blood bond and adoption kind of sense, right? Like you have become family, not we're related. It's like we're bonded as family, kind of idea. But she's also a vengeful killer. And she's also of hunger, which is the hunt and all, the hunt, because she's a vampire. So
Oh, yes.
I can't remember. No, sorry, she's not a vampire. Was she a vampire or was she a drow?
You can literally move that that note thingy.
Yeah.
And he can check right behind it.
Yeah. Where is it?
See.
I have her as unfinished. Blood family. She is a drow, yeah. Well-dressed drow in her prime.
Hmm.
This is why I write stuff down, because I can't remember it.
Yep.
Okay, and then we have the elementals. Okay, so we already have Torrent kind of like set up. Cinder is not done. The problem I'm having with Cinder is I'm finding trouble fitting Cinder in because I had Cinder and Orin kind of clashing with their standing positions. I don't even have a title for her yet, which is the other thing. Like, unless it's in here. Yeah, like, I don't have their titles. Like, they were kind of just placed in as placeholders. I do have, like, one thing about Malachite, which is Malachite was originally just a rock that gained sentience, but...
I forgot
but it's an earth elemental, so that's really not that strange.
No. It really is.
It's an earth it's basically a rock that it's actually, like, true to its name, it's actually a piece of malachite.
Nice.
That gained sentience and essentially kept on absorbing more other boulders and became a giant titan as a result of that. But that doesn't really, set him up for anything in the world. It just sets him up as like a cool story, like as to kind of like how he came to be. Because that's the thing about elementals, they're kind of interesting in the way that they are. They're allowed to be kind of like these weird things. Because, for example, Torrent is, if I remember correctly, is technically a type of shrimp. He's specifically a mantis shrimp. That is 38 feet tall.
Nice.
Not long, 38 feet tall. So, probably significantly longer. I don't actually know the math on that.
I can look up metrics.
Metrics.
Dimensions, yeah.
So, I imagine it's going to be something similar to that of like a dragon. Like a true dragon, where they're like almost 2.5 times as long as they are tall. I know dragons' wingspans are twice their length.
If I remember,
which is dope.
In the first campaign, Nizo just forgot what his ability thing is, where he can basically take over shrine, hollowed ground. He can make hollowed ground.
Yeah, he had a device that connected his deity to hollowed ground, and he could desecrate it.
Mm-hmm.
And take it for his own.
For his own.
For his patron, yeah.
Yup. We said that at the same time. Yeah. I remember everything.
Yeah.
God.
So
I really am the lore keeper, anyways.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, like, they don't really have like fire, ash, reflection. Like, they don't really have identities. So.
Wait. I come to a realization.
Okay.
Boss arena, the final boss fight in Arca in the first campaign.
With the with the Gardener Aspirant?
Yeah. Which god the hollowed ground belong to? Oh
no! Man, I was so sad that nobody thought to ask that.
Until today?
Dude, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got in this. Well, kinda, because keep getting delayed. Shit.
I remember, like, Nizo ignoring that and then just taking it over. He didn't even try to know it.
Who were you? Yeah. It was hollowed.
I'm gonna ask when the campaign starts, I'm gonna ask Nizo to ask his patron which fucking god belonged.
It's not even, I want to point out something. It's not even necessarily a god. It can be it can be a demigod. It can be.
Oh, I wonder what it belongs to.
It can. Here's the other thing. It can also be a vestige. That's the other thing. Vestiges have hallowed ground still. They just don't have any power because no one worships them.
I'm just gonna throw a guess. It belongs to something Crimson related.
Maybe.
You say that maybe, but I know it's true.
I mean, you don't know. It could be something else.
It could be, but it's very light.
Like, here's the thing, is that one of the things to point out is that you're making an assumption about the caliber of what that entity is, which you don't have any actual basis for that. Because nowhere has it been described as a deity or a vestige or a demigod.
I mean, there is the.
I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying you don't have any lore supporting that statement.
No, but there is a certain cult that worships a certain god that we do not know what.
This is true, but not all things that are worshipped are powerful beings.
True. What was it? What is the cult called?
It's called the Crimson Court.
Crimson.
If that's the one that you're thinking of, unless you're thinking of the other one that you guys were interacting with, which was because of Nizo's interaction, which was with Corinth.
Wait.
Because that was the cult that
fought.
that you guys fought in the caverns. That was a torrent.
Wait, in the caverns? You mean those pirates,
Yeah,
or was
the pirate
that
one? Yeah.
Oh.
Where you fought? I think it was Big Tooth.
Yeah, we fought two people
at the end. You ended up fighting a bunch of pirates, and you fought the cult pirates. And then on your way out, you ran into a piece of Manda's crew.
Yep.
And then proceeded to kick their asses.
God bless that guy.
You guys have dug. You guys managed to climb yourselves out some pretty deep holes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then of course the last ones, which is Cycles, Thought, Land, Cosmos. Those have been taken care of in a general sense. Okay. So there's a few things that need to be addressed here, and that is, so we have those things kind of written down. So we need to go into what their influences are. So the main things that we kind of have already. So those are on the taken care of list, kind of. And then we're just gonna pull these in and slap them in here.
I'm sorry, but I remember in one fight, like coming out of like the lower deck. Like the first thing I saw was an enemy in front of me, and then, the giant ogre just rammed him and murdered his ass.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you.
Thanks, big guy. Yeah. Yeah, the crew of the ship that you were on was no joke.
No, hell no.
They were no joke. But aside from one of them, they never left their ship for fights.
Yeah. One person helped
aside
us.
from the light bearer. Yeah.
She was so cool.
Yep.
If I remember,
Zira tried to get with her. It didn't work out in the end, but she tried.
Nice.
I forgot I had portents that I could help her with, sadly.
Sorry, Sam, you were asking a question?
Who was the mantis shrimp? Because there are apparently two subspecies of mantis shrimp, or like subgroups.
I actually don't know off the top of my head. I don't have that written down. I had it as a mantis shrimp, but because I only found out about the one.
Well, it seems there are smashers who use their forelimbs like clubs, and then spearers who spear their prey.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Also, smashers apparently even like eat fucking oysters and shit, which sounds kind of crazy.
That's fucking dope.
Right?
It's probably the smasher just because of one, because of the art, but two, because that just sounds more like his thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you can see it on stream very well. Like, yeah, there we go. Like, that's the smasher idea makes a lot more sense because he has like these big club-like arm appendages. Actually,
Oh yeah, that's a smasher then.
So that's definitely a smasher.
The Dracona Tree Snapper.
That's freaking cool. I didn't even realize there's two versions of them.
I didn't either. I don't see any mention of their height anywhere. I was still looking for that.
I mean, if they have their length, like any mention of how big.
Oh yeah, it says their length here. It's like 4 to 15 inches, or 10 to 38 centimeters.
10 to 38 centimeters in length.
Yeah.
Well,
they're tiny, but murderous.
I would argue that they would be angle-wise. They probably maybe a third of their height, maybe. Based on this guy's image. Like, I'm just using this image as point of reference.
I'm sorry, but
that's fine.
Right.
I just want to. I am so excited for our second season after this campaign.
Yeah, that's gonna be happening whenever this finishes. That's true.
That's in a couple months.
Yeah, I need to see about potentially adding people to your party.
I mean, didn't know you said he had like a couple of friends that asked about playing D&D.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more of the fact that it's your guys' second season, so it's one of those things like adding people. They're gonna be 6th level, so it'd be one of those things like I'm hesitant to add new people.
I see. Yes.
Because most of my most player bases that I have, or most people base that I have, is people that have never played before, or have very limited experience. So trying to throw somebody into the game at 6th level, especially in one of my games where I give people a lot of extra stuff, like I'm really throwing people into the deep end. So at that point, so it's one of those things like it's definitely one of those ones where it's like if you're willing to take on the challenge, then cool. I'd love to have you, but it's one of those things where it's like I want to try to educate experienced people in at that point. But it's already a 3-person party, so finding 1 or 2 more people, especially if they're either A, taking on the challenge, or B, experienced, it's not hard.
No, we can live with a 3-man crew. It's fine.
We'll see.
You will have like a maybe 6-man crew over here.
you know us.
I do know you guys, and that's why you guys need a level head in your party.
Nah, we're fine.
I mean, I can join. I'm not doing anything. God damn it.
Yeah. We'll see. I have a lot of attempting to be kept promises I've made over the course of the last year.
What? Okay.
With trying to get people to play. Most of the things have stemmed from like just not available, or conflicting time schedules, or things have changed, or availability has changed, I should say. There's all kinds of things that have kind of happened. Like, I was surprised how quickly I got 6 people to, like, even though it was like kind of hesitant all the way around and up to the end, it's like I'm surprised how quickly I got 6 people to join in, to actually like join this campaign. And I have 3 other people that are like, hey, can I join? I was like, it's full. I can't do more than 6. I can't do it. There's too many. It's too many moving pieces for me to be able to run a game in an effective way where I feel like I'm still able to give a quality experience to people at the table.
And you won't lose the damn party, like, session of that campaign.
Sorry?
And you won't lose the entire game easily. Like...
Yeah, like, the thing is, it's very easy to lose the party, to, like... It's very easy to lose the party to just them screwing around for, like, a third of the session.
Drunkenness.
Well, not even just that, like, just in general. Like, that's any party. That's any game.
Drunk.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, that's half a party.
Like...
If not more, we'll see.
But, like, that's the thing, right? Like, it's one of those things, like, I don't expect anybody to not do that. Like, people are going to do what they want to do. So it's like, if people want to do that, go do it.
The thing is, we went from chaos to reasonably in order to more chaotic than the first one.
Yeah, we went from chaos but productive to productive navigating chaos to just mayhem so far. But the thing is, session 1 is always a little bit crazy.
So which one are we?
You're the latter.
You're the
But
latter.
here's the thing: is that session 1 is always a bit of a mess, right? Especially when you have people that don't really know each other. A lot, even when people do, there's still always like that. There's still like the cobwebs that you kind of gotta work your way through.
Yeah. Of course, me and Ziara get each other. It's gonna be weird with Nizo. I haven't talked in a while, but
Like that's the thing, is like a session back always like gets everybody right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here. So Anla, which is my second knowledge-based deity, which is more on the end of careful, is more of like the, how do I describe the difference between the two? Ozlux is like the extreme ends, right? Like either you're going to know something or you aren't gonna know something, and if you do know the thing, you're gonna know the thing, right? You're gonna know the terrifying aspects of it. You're gonna know everything there is to know about it. It's the actual truth of it, whether you like it or not.
The
right?
fun one.
The madness of it. I mean, to be fair, scrutiny is fun.
The fun one.
So Anla is gonna be more about where did I have it in here? It was scrutiny. It was.
It's the nice.
I had a set of them in here.
The non-maddening truth.
The your typical library type one.
Yeah.
Which is still fun and all. Just
Could be,
less chaos.
But what's life without a little madness? Right?
Relaxing. That's strange. It's not here. I thought I had it here. I thought for sure I had scrutiny in here somewhere. Actually, I'll just do this. Oh, that's right. That's why I did that. That's this.
Every time we talk about Ozilix, the maddening truth, I just get reminded of the ending of Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not based off of anything from Lovecraftian horror at all.
No, totally not. Eyeball with tentacles. Just.
There is. I had a thing in here for. I mean, I guess she's technically. I can make her a little bit more of a magic deity instead. Actually, magics, physics, portals, planes, science.
Oh my god! I just remembered. Ram talked to the fucking god.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Dude, she had a nightmare of the guy, and it drove her mad. She forgot everything about her life prior to that day.
Good. That's fun.
A rat.
I don't. All right.
I approve of that. That's chaotic.
Shout out, like, props to her for the for like what she did with the RP for that too, because everybody had a letter saying for them to show up, like, and that they'd meet their the rest of their adopted family and everything. And then she pulled out the wanted slip for because she threw hers away. She pulled out the wanted slip for the guy that was at the camp with them.
Nice.
It was so good. Like, oh my goodness. Like Ram doesn't say a lot, but when she does, it's usually gold. Like she doesn't do a lot of like hyper interactive RP. She doesn't do a lot of group talk. She doesn't do a lot of that. She likes combat. Like she said that herself to me. Like she likes combat. She likes simple combat. She likes barbarians. She likes she liked playing the rogue. She didn't like playing the bard. And right, like and that's fine. But whenever she does get into something, when it involves roleplay, like she always comes up with these with something great.
Screw you! I was just standing here, not you, the tent.
Yeah, that was great. Got mad at the tents.
I laughed so hard at that clip.
It was really, really good.
Oh, I love how well Shadow also voice acted in that scene.
Dude, that voice is butter. He said he was practicing it all week, and I'm like, you know what? It shows. Because I
need to fan myself a little bit. Oh my god.
It was good. It was good.
Oh my god.
You good, my dudes?
Actually, I can also add. I'm gonna get rid of a few of these. Like, it doesn't need to be of planes.
Is my bisexuality
or science necessarily? Actually, we can go with science. But we don't.
Oh my god!
And we can keep, but we're gonna get rid of. We're gonna get rid of physics. We're gonna get rid of portals. We'll keep planes. We'll add. Where is it? I saw it just a minute ago. Secrets.
That's fun.
Magic,
That's
science.
Very similar to the Forbidden Truth.
The Forbidden Truth.
That's Ozla.
Oh, he's not the Forbidden. Well, he's not the Forbidden Truth. But that is. But I guess you could. That is a description you could give him. Oh yeah, no, that is something. I gave him the Forbidden Truth. I called him the Writhing Whisper. Okay. Never mind. He is the Forbidden Truth. Okay. I keep getting my stuff mixed up.
That's why I'm here.
Remembering my own lore better than I do.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm new. I don't know.
I know you don't know shit.
Oh, trust me.
I'm just here for the ride.
If you're a theorist,
you're learning about some cool stuff. You're learning about gods I have right now.
If you're like a super lore heavy and theorizing person, you're gonna fall into the deep end. Like
there is a deep end. There is a deep end, and I haven't really thrown a lot of it at people yet. Mostly because I don't have it written down in digital form. And I try not to present stuff that I don't have digital stuff for. Sometimes it comes up because of things like tables and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, I gotta dig into something that hasn't been written down yet. But that's usually not the case. The sword that popped up in the event table was from the notes, though. Fuck me.
Oh my god. Imagine, like, the immediate...
Here it is, skepticism.
Immediately when I gain the criminal point, the immediate next roll would be the one on the D100, and I would do an encounter. Imagine.
Yeah.
That would be hull.
Yeah, for the event table, higher is better for the players. Higher is more beneficial for the players. Lower is more beneficial for the world villain. Skepticism riddles. Do I want to make Onla about riddles? I think I can make somebody else about riddles. I think these 5 is actually good enough. Magic, planes, science, secrets, and skepticism.
Wait, so question about the criminal points. I can invest it into other pools, right?
So the way that the criminal pool works is essentially it's the backup plan. Is kind of like the idea of its design. It doesn't mean you have to use it like that, but it's meant to be kind of like, we need this now, and the typical channels are not going to give us what we need. Because you're heroes, right? Like, even though some people are going to do evil stuff to take care of something that's far, commit minor evils to fend off a greater evil, because people will do that. Because not all heroes are good people. The criminal option is meant as, listen, we need to find out about this thing right now, and I'm gonna blackmail someone to figure it out. Right? Like, it's that sort of idea. It's like, because you don't have enough in the knowledge pool, but you need the knowledge now. So the payment is equivalent on the criminal pool. But the criminal pool, by spending points in the criminal pool, you generate heat, which means that you could cause some backlash. Because depending upon who you piss off, and how much you piss people off in general, will determine whether or not someone comes after you.
I'm gonna need to find art for Nick.
I farted.
Oh, you did you?
No, when do you want dinner?
Whenever is fine.
Whenever's fine.
Yeah. I'm not.
Are you hungry?
I'm actually pretty good now at the food that I ate at lunchtime, which was like 10 o'clock. I actually settled.
I think I might need to ask.
I'm fine to eat whenever.
You're fine to eat whenever?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been on Discord?
I am on Discord, yes.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Okay.
My wife is apparently sending me stuff on Discord. Or been posting on Discord. Has she been posting in the meme channel again?
I don't know. Check.
Oh, no, she's been posting in general. What are you doing? What is this?
It's loading in for me.
What
the fuck?
What? Why would you do that?
No, I got face reveal.
What? What?
So that's me.
Nice.
That is me at my sister's wedding. So I actually look decent for a change. I don't look like my typical getup, which is a homeless man.
Wait, let me
Someone
read
take
this
my
description.
Okay, let's look at this nonsense. I'm putting this up on the stream. I don't
Might as
care.
well put on. Yeah, I was gonna say. Might as well.
I'm putting this up on the stream. Okay, let's.
Who's gonna read it? Am I gonna read it, or you're gonna?
I got it.
I assume he was gonna narrate himself.
I will read this. My wife is having fun. I will deal with it.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at this nonsense. Let's see what this is. Oh boy. Okay.
Details
All right.
commission.
So, this is while she was talking to my mother-in-law, by the way. Someone take my husband free. Marcus sold boost listing. Okay, it's fucking Gigi.
No, it's on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, join Facebook and this is from you. Okay. See 4 other
Yes.
seller reviews.
What?
Condition used. Good. Okay. Hello there. I'm offering my husband to anyone who is willing to employ him. He has experience on forklift and great on computers. He loves to talk. So he's very friendly. He has experience as a sound technician as well. Very talented. Okay, we'll talk about that one another time. However, he doesn't like to screw around. He does.
That's not true.
He's very. What's that?
He doesn't like to screw around.
I mean, I do. Not when I'm working. Not when I'm working.
Okay. Okay.
He is very punctual. I thought it said punchable for a second there, which it sounds like something that you would say. Can provide reference. Willing to travel. I'm looking for him to be employed full time, and I miss sipping wine and having time to myself. Please help me find employment. Can provide resume.
Look, you need
You're
public
available
meetups.
for
Public meetup and pick up and drop off.
Please don't make me laugh. My stomach is sore and it's painful.
Why is your stomach so sore and painful?
Oh, is that from your trip
knows.
from yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on a 12. Nano was on a 12-hour trip. Yeah, was it 2 days ago or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Still
was
sore.
a very
Okay,
like very active trip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
I
goodness.
got a panic attack. It was great.
Oh my goodness, that is actually incredible. I approve. That's pretty good.
Oh god, I have really bad belly laughs. This is gonna be horrible for me.
I mean, to be fair, that is actually true in that she does want me out of here and that I do need work.
Don't you have a job?
I got laid off like 3 days ago.
Oh.
Oh,
I got laid off this week. So.
and already she's doing this?
I have like 3 options, but none of them are like I can get work tomorrow if I need work immediately.
But
But
there's a but.
but pay is like garbage.
Ah.
So put it this way, I went from like I had just gotten a raise at my previous job, so even if I don't get like that, I would like my previous wage at least, which was 22 an hour.
Nice.
At driving a forklift. So like an actual skilled job, but everything that I'm finding is all like general labor. The one forklift job that I did find through an employment agency, which is 19 to start. So after I get like, hired on and all that and probationary period is passed, like it does go up to probably something like 21-ish probably, which is pretty close to my wage beforehand. And that's one of those ones where it's like I can go in, do the interview, and probably get hired within like 2 days. So it's like I have to find work by like a week from Monday, like to go into work for a week from Monday to have 0 disruptions in my pay. So it's not that big of a deal that I don't have work just yet.
Someone take us.
Yeah.
Free.
Are you sharing this on Facebook now?
I mean, she probably is.
I meant him, but alright, I believe that
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be particularly useful halfway around the world, but
yeah, you never know.
I mean, it does.
You
I
never
mean, it does say
know.
will travel.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah, I'll move to Italy.
Well, my CTP down.
Speaking of time zone stuff, though, look at Steal the Past and let me know if that looks right. You see what I mean?
I did steal the past.
Yes.
Steal the past. I wish I could like search group. Wish I could search sections in Discord.
A lot of sections.
Sunday, yeah. No,
What's
that's
the right
fine.
time?
Time is that you're in the same time zone as me, right? So that should be fine.
Oh, that's right. Yes. No, because in another Discord I'm in, someone posted a little bit of what the hell was it? Let me go back and look. Unix stuff. I'm like, that could be useful.
Oh.
So I typed it in. That should be the same time zone for everyone. I mean, that should show up in their time
It should
zone.
show up in their time zone.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you ask either the EU persons, you should be able
What?
to.
What about Nano? Can you see that?
Oh, Nano's not in the channel. I can add him to the channel briefly if you want to actually check that out for me.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that you actually removed me from the family's
Yeah, I went in
birthright.
and added
Yeah.
individual people that are actually in those groups, so I can just type in here, so I'm not pinging the entirety of my player base.
Good. Honestly,
let's see
I actually had a lot of fun reading through that.
we had some fun. There's some dumb conversations in there. I'm just gonna add.
Plus, it was nice to be informed.
Yeah. So I'll add you. You should be able to see Steal the Past. It's in the same area as the other text campaign chats.
Oh god, I'm gonna need to scroll down.
Here, I'll just ping
Just
you.
hit the jump to present. Or jump
Oh,
to
damn.
bottom, that it is. Yeah, that works.
Look at that.
Oh, it's
Sunday, June 9,
what time?
9 p.m. It says
Oh,
9
hey.
p.m.
Cool. It works.
Alright, that's cool then. I'm gonna share the thing.
Please do, because that means that people don't have to click on the clock anymore.
It'll
just do it for them.
That's usually when
I'm a
the
Dora in
stream
general.
starts, actually.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
actually pretty nice. That's usually when the stream starts.
Yeah. That's cool. Let's see here.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna remove you from this channel.
Aw. Oh god.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah, that works fine. Yeah.
Okay, I thought your wife started again. I was just like, oh boy, what now? Oh boy, what now?
All right.
There you go.
All right. I'm gonna.
No, it already goes to the timestamp one.
Okay. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna copy that. Where is it? I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna put it in my dump chat, which is like literally only I have access to it,
Not the dump.
because that's where I stash. That's where I stash like the character portraits and stuff for my overlays.
Alright.
I actually redid the artwork for Zira's character for the background, which is I'm so glad the way it turned out.
I want to play the new 8-ball game.
Which did
I
you
need to ask my-
did you see the changes that I did to her character there, Nano?
I saw a bit. I saw like different colors.
Yeah, the different hair color, changed skin tone, the what is it? The hyperchromatic eyes.
Crimson.
Nope, no crimson.
Oh.
The hair color, the reason the hair is like flared like that is because the hair color is a suggestion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
'Cause it's
remember.
constantly changing. It's changing. It changes based on lighting. And her eyes. The reason I did the many colors is because I described it as trying to make it like a kaleidoscope. I'm like, well, I can't do kaleidoscope. So I was like, I'll just change the colors to be like a rainbow essentially.
Oh look, I got to 5,000. I'm a fourth away from 2,000.
I need to change the way that's phrased. That's going to be adding to either. I need to decide whether I want to have that keep adding to the heroes pool or if I'm going to have that add to the current campaign instead.
Trust me, I'm gonna keep spamming it.
I know you will. I know other people will too. I think I'm going to stick to keeping it as current campaign because that way the heroes pool doesn't get like overfilled. Unless the player base decides, hey,
As
the
Shadow,
viewer base decides to do that.
as Shadow has said,
Thank you.
I am the goat.
Yep. Oh, my wife just added me chicken on a cheese bun.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna head off now. I want to hang out. Other peeps.
Sure thing,
So-
bud. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out.
Of course, it's wonderful.
It's always good to hear from you.
I'll see everyone. Bye bye.
See you.
Cheers. Oh man. Oh, that's the barbecue rotisserie chicken. That's awesome. That's the good stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Continuing forward. You still watching your anime there, Sam?
No, I haven't even started.
Of course not.
Look, because now I know this Unix thing. Look, I'm just looking at more of this page. I'm thinking I should probably read this at some point.
Of which page?
Just
The one on stream? Or the Unix one?
the Unix thing.
Mm-hmm. No, if it does stuff like that, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So Orin was a creation deity, but he was designed originally around hard work and stuff like that. But Arash has taken the competence one, so let's see here. Well, there isn't really anything on hard work and creativity.
Right.
Well, I guess technically music is a form of creativity, but music is actually, for Maleficent, is actually kind of important for something else. So, because the Feywild is like the place of music. So,
right.
We can take hard work. What if we took hard work, creativity, not strength. I don't want to add strength. That seems a little silly. Art. Unless they move Neela to being art, but we can worry about that later, I guess. Let's see here. What about discipline and diligence? Is that in here anywhere already? No, it's not. That could actually work really, really well. Discipline and diligence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Accidentally messed with my Zoom. Alright, discipline, diligence, creativity, hard work. One more. There needs to be a negative aspect in here, kinda. Or something that's a little bit less obviously good. These are all kind of like hard work, creativity, discipline, diligence. These are all kind of like good things. I need something that's kind of like not necessarily contrary, but something kind of like more along the lines of like crime or trickery or
something negative.
Something that sends it something that's more of a vice than the virtue. I'm gonna change that from no, that's actually fine. I'm gonna add ideas to Anla. What about something more along the lines of, well, what's something that you can be, what if we went like in the abrasive route? So if you work too hard, creativity, or the downside of a creative lifestyle, solidarity would be interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
but I don't think that really fits as like a domain. I need something to... This is actually a dwarf deity also, so this is something I can actually lead into that a little bit. So something that would cause the dwarves to be inherently more about tradition. I know it's not inherently a bad thing, but we can spin it that way. You can spin tradition to be like an abrasive thing. Like, you do tradition for tradition's sake, or even if it's not good.
Right.
Because this would also fall into like lines of like adhering to law and order, even though it may not be a good thing. Like, it's a way I can spin it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a second. I need a drink.
Sounds good. I get some water anyway myself.
Okay.
Welcome back.
No, thank you. I decided I wanted to make myself another sandwich because that was really good.
Right.
Isn't that a good thing?
Okay. So, Sherla was originally a huntress goddess. But that's kind of been thrown out the window because of Kalor. So, I need to make some adjustments. So, the other thing that she was an aspect of was companionship. Was because of the animal companion thing that was being run by her. She's still a ranger style character. So, we can still have loyalty. We can have companions. We can have let's see here. I think this is actually better for devotion. And do I have something else of devotion already? I don't think I do.
Let's see.
So we can have companion, companionship, devotion, loyalty, what's in there? What was the other one? Redemption. And there was another one. Do I have? I need to change your. He's not gonna have loss. And Maleficia isn't gonna have love. Let me get rid of those. There. Redemption, love, loss. So, someone who attempts to, someone who wants to go from like a criminal lifestyle into a non-criminal lifestyle would go to her for redemption.
Right.
Love and loss. All that fun stuff. Okay. All right. Now, I need to start like axing stuff from this list that I've already used. So, let's see here. Hard work, competence are both gone. Diligence and discipline are gone. Skepticism, madness, knowledge, ideas, secrets are gone. I don't think curiosity is gone. Secrets is not gone, is it? Yeah, secrets is gone. Okay. Battle, strength, honor, glory, conquest, wound. Glory, honor, conquest, battle are all taken. Hi, sweetie. What's up? You looking at a book? Did you want me to read to you? Oh, Daddy will read to you in a little bit, okay? A little bit later. Yep, a little bit later.
What?
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. We have
Nobody says that.
souls, spirits,
I do.
loyalty, all taken. Wilds, nature's
No, I
beast,
think you can
survival,
take your
ambition,
Jordan
that's
for
all gone. Music is gone. Creation. Did I give Warren creation? I gave him creativity, which is basically the same thing.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Pretty much the same. It'll be the same thing in this sense. Stars, Cosmos are both taken. Moon and Sun are not available, but they're not used yet because I know where they're going. Dreams, Nightmares, and Wisdom are gone. Oaths, what did I put for Zond? Oaths, Contracts, Promises, Seduction, and Pride. So Oaths. Did I have Devotion taken? Devotion is taken. Pacts are not taken, I don't think. No, pacts are not taken. Deals, promises. Promises taken. Deals are kind of the same thing as promises.
What's the difference between those three? Yeah.
So the difference between pacts, deals, and promises. So pacts are so long as you do this, I will do this, but there's no formal agreement. A deal would be there's actually a contract in play. So there's something binding the two of you together. A promise is a verbal thing that you give despite whether with or without something being promised in return.
All right.
And an oath is something that you take. You don't give oaths, you take oaths. You give promises. You make deals, and you sign deals, and you make pacts.
Okay.
Nick, can you stream so I can watch the best player?
So it's the context of which the things are. So, like, for example, that's why the idea of the warlock works even if you do not adhere to anything that that your patron gives you. There's nothing saying that they will take your powers away. Now you can rule that however you want, but because there's no oath involved, there's nothing forcing you to do what you're involved in, right? Unlike paladins, where they have stated that I will behave a certain way, and they swore on it. A deal means that you have to hold up your end of the bargain. A pact doesn't mean you have to. It just means that if someone does offer you one part of the bargain, you'll give up the thing that you agreed to.
Good job.
So it's a lot about like the terms and conditions that makes the difference between them.
Okay.
And this is important because I try to use exact language. Because exact language matters.
It does.
Okay. Let's see here. Vengeance, justice, redemption. Redemption. Do we have vengeance? No. We do have justice. Luck, risk, possibility, fate, time, prophecy, weave. That's all later. Magic, physics, portals. We ditched portals for a reason. Magic, physics. Planes. Science. Those are both taken. Seduction is taken.
Why don't you take your name?
Color is taken. Colors was taken by Sylvis, I believe. Yes. Beauty and eloquence. We don't have either of those in there. Tyranny is taken by somebody who has not been mentioned yet. Blood is taken by someone who has not mentioned yet. Same with undead. Rage and ruin are not accounted for. Ancients, old ones, forsaken. We have old ones taken, but not the ancients. Sacrifice, suffering, sorrow. We have sacrifice and suffering, but we do not have sorrow. Friendships, patience, kindness, innocence, love, loss. Love and loss has been taken. Innocence has not. Freedom, courage, hope, none of those have been taken. Seasons, plants, growth, longevity. Seasons has been taken. Renewal, decay, harvest, crop, longevity, all that's not taken yet. Elements, fire, water, snow, earth, air, wind. The air, I believe it's air. Air.
Hair? Oh, air.
Air,
Okay.
A-I-R, not E.
Yeah, they said hair. I'm like, what?
Lightning. Air, peace. Lightning, storms. Tranquility. And change. Let's see here. Where's Varus? Varus is protection, sea, ships, trade. Get rid of trade. Get rid of the sea. I guess I could give him exploration as well. That would actually make a lot of sense. Put that in there. City, civilization, law. We don't have any of those in play yet. Although, actually, Virgil would be law.
Oh, there you go. Got one of them.
What's that?
I said, well, there you go. We got one of them because you said we didn't have any in place.
Yeah. Because his idea of the law is like law to the letter, right? It must be this way, despite what the consequences of it are.
Right.
Okay. So now that I actually got rid of all the stuff that's currently been claimed, this will be a lot easier to start assigning stuff that I kind of have as possibilities. So, let's see here. Where are we at? We are at Aurora, Wandering Scholar. So, he is of winter. He is of he's kind of like the traditional monk kind of idea. Like I guess it would be a lot of stuff that is, and this is me like, you know, small braining this because I don't actually know much about it. It's like the traditional, or at least the traditional, not cultural, what's the word I'm looking for here?
I'm not sure.
The common idea of what Buddhism is.
Okay.
So like, when you think Buddhism, you think like meditation and inner self and chakras and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's kind of what this deity is kind of like got his influence from. So, I can't give him wisdom because the dream deity already has that. But let's see here. So we can go with winter, because even though it's a season thing.
Hey, what does the kinetic heater do?
I can go with like a self-improvement one. So I can go training. Curiosity. Backsy. I feel like there's a fun joke there.
I missed the joke, but that's okay. 'Cause I was just playing.
Tabaxi are the cat folk.
Right.
You're playing something, sorry?
No, I was looking up kinetic feeder, a Apex hop up, because I was like, hey, what does the Apex thing do? I'm like, I don't know, because I actually haven't played in like a couple months.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm curious.
that's still a game, isn't it?
Apex, yeah, it's still going. You gotta play it at some point.
Nah.
But also, I still have clips and highlights to make from this past week.
Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out something I'm noticing is I don't have something for courage or hope.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. I thought I would have found a way to kind of like they would have just kind of come naturally into something.
Though it seems they haven't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into the neutral deities where they can be both. So, like, where they're a little bit more like the morally inambiguous would be a better way of putting it. Like they're just not good. It doesn't mean they're evil. They're just not good.
You mean ambiguous, not unambiguous, or?
Yeah, ambiguous. Sorry.
Okay. You said that. I'm like, wait, let me double check that real quick.
Like, hold on. Yeah. So. Because I think winter training curiosity. Beauty and eloquence doesn't really make sense here. Performance, story, art, ancestors. Ancestors is something else already.
Mm-hmm.
I have planned for. He's not about prophecy or fate or anything like that either. I have something else for that in mind. Cities and civilizations doesn't make sense here. He's a wanderer. Sorrow, maybe? What if... I got it. Sorrow and kindness. I got it. Yeah, that works. Let's see here. So, what did I take? Training, curiosity. I think I already cut those out. No, I didn't take out curiosity. Oh, riddles. I can add riddles to that. No. Sorrow and kindness. Alrighty. Smooth merchant. No, you're being turned into a thief deity. Because everything that you had has been cut up and given to other people.
Damn, dude.
It's actually mostly just two other gods. Mostly Varus and Bambar, actually.
Nice.
Because Varus is always kind of like the water deity, and I was like, he's a pirate, but it's like, that, you have a bunch of shit water stuff, like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
I got too much overlap. So. But he was a thief. He was a person that took shortcuts. He was a thief. He cheated. He scammed. He was subtle. He played the long game. Criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about. I'll put a message on the back. Thank you. One of my buddies is saying, yeah, they actually need a forklift driver, so I'll have to inquire him about that.
Oh, nice.
Might have some work. Yeah, shortcuts, cheating, trickery, crime, thieves, subtlety, beggars. I'm actually gonna cut beggars from this. I think it's too wide because we're gonna give Neela beggars. Because she is gonna be about the beggars, children, more specifically like the dispossessed.
Right.
The dispossessed. But we're also gonna put her in. But we're also gonna put her in for courage and hope. Found it. I found where it went. Beggars, children, dispossessed, courage, and hope. I feel like I should actually just put redemption in there.
You could.
Companionship, devotion, loyalty, redemption, love, loss. I'm gonna change that from redemption to friendship.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then redemption. You gain redemption through the courage and hope of a child. That childlike hope that gets you to that second chance.
Yeah.
And it also fits because you have the beggars in there.
It does.
I like it. I like it. Okay. Urani, you are my time deity. I believe I'm gonna see what I actually have for her already. I have her set up as no, that's old. That's old. She was set up as time, memory, and weaving. Fate and order. Okay. So, let's see here. Weaving, prophecy, time, fate, possibility. That all fits. Risk and luck. Oh, no. Did I put risk in with a rush? No, I put challenge. Competence, struggle. Oh, no, risk is in there. Okay, I was like, I thought for sure I took risk in somewhere. So there's no deity of luck right now, which is fine. Stars, cosmos, spirits, souls. I am trying to decide.
How are you still hitting me?
Is fate, prophecy are conflicting.
Right.
Because fate works, or sorry, because fate, fate, possibility, and prophecy are all conflicting. Because fate and possibility are, because you can't have possibilities if there is fate.
Right. Yeah. You can't diverge from it.
Right. But prophecy assumes that it's correct, but it isn't necessarily.
Right.
It just means you're a bad prophet.
Yeah. Hiccups.
I knew there was something that I had to put in for Gwendol earlier. It's gonna be fate, because you can still be a possibility, time, prophecy, and weave. Weavers. Okay. And then that creates one more open spot for me to put in something that might be kind of on the interesting side, which is I can shove luck in there, but I don't think that makes sense. Munching noises. Wait, wasn't greed taken care of? Yeah, greed was taken care of.
Yeah, I could do it then.
Greed, wealth. We don't have a god of coin, do we? No, god of coin isn't there. God of money, coin, and charity are not in there yet. Which is fine. I'm actually going to scrap the beggar's idea, because that would just be the dispossessed. And add charity to the previous one. And we're going to get rid of dispossessed too, and we're going to make that forsaken. That actually sounds even better.
It's better, yeah.
I like the sound of it a little bit more. The forgotten. Because the dispossessed aren't the forgotten, the forsaken are the forgotten.
Right.
Let's see. Possibility, time, prophecy, weaving. Is it deity of order? Duty might be interesting to put in here. We could do that. Actually makes perfect sense. We're doing that. Duty.
Sounds good.
Duty. There we go. And not the poop kind.
I would hope not. But are you choking on duty?
Apparently, I'm joking. Apparently, I laughed at my joke a little too. Joke a little too hard.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me. All right, now we get into the evil deities. All right, so what did I have these as for creatures? Oh my goodness. Demon, human, orc, spider, drow, and devil.
False.
I feel like I need to change one of these. Yeah, whatever. We can worry about that part later. So Astra, the destruction deity, a war deity, about things like unbridled destruction. So it's like rage and ruin. His whole thing is he wants to keep fighting stuff. He wants to keep breaking stuff. I'm gonna give him war because even though it's gonna be shared,
Conquest. How about?
Could be conquest. Although conquest implies a. I'm actually gonna look this up, but I'm pretty sure conquest implies a an end goal.
The subjugation and assumption of control of a place
By
or people.
military force.
Yeah.
Specifically military force, which makes sense because he wants war. Okay, Virgil. Okay. Here's a question. Would Virgil, and I'm not actually expecting you to answer anything anytime I'm asking questions. Virgil is of glory, honor, conquest, battle, justice, purity, and law. I feel as though either conquest or battle need to go. Interestingly enough, he's actually not about war, now that I'm seeing it. War is actually not accounted for.
And would conquest and or battle both be moved to a war deity?
Not necessarily. Because conquest, because Virgil is still on conquest to remove all evil. But he's not about. He doesn't care for war. He just knows that war is a byproduct of conquest. Whereas Astra, he wants fighting for fighting's sake. He's about the battle. He's not about occupation.
Then he would probably be battle.
He would want.
More
He
than Virgil.
just wants to fight shit. Right? He wants an eternal war.
Right.
And just break it. He just wants to break shit. Rage, ruin, war, battle. I need something a little bit more like rage, for example, is a utility for not an evil thing, which is something that's interesting here. I want to give that duality to him though, so I need something that teeters more in like to the virtue side as opposed to the vice side. I'm gonna get rid of the snow thing here because I have something of winter. What is a good end duality that you can have to someone who just wants to break shit?
What is like the good side of that?
What is a good side of it? Because you can always pull a duality out of it. It may not be
Rebirth, maybe?
What's that? Sorry?
Rebirth, maybe?
Maybe.
I'm taking a look at the Phoenix Force, because the Phoenix Force, it destroys things, but also promotes rebirth and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. That's actually for something else, because that's what's because Cinder, which is actually like a fire elemental or a fire titan, is actually just a giant phoenix. But you're
nice.
But you're thinking in the same direction that I'm trying to go. So let me look something up here.
Okay.
Look up some synonyms.
Let me think here. What's it?
About a dead particle.
Let me look at this. Let me think here. Let me think here. There's Well, what if we went into a different direction a little bit, which is, what if the idea is battle? What if we didn't use ruin? Rage, war, battle. The idea is about battle. It's about fighting. But it's not about destroying things. It would be prudent to make sure that stuff doesn't die. That way you can continue to fight it later.
Okay.
So this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I like it already. Mercy.
I don't know if war and mercy quite go together.
Well, not necessarily, because war, like historically, war is you destroy everything, right? You take everything that's not nailed down, you burn the rest and salt the fields. But political war, as time went on, was more about capturing land, right? Like feudal Japan, for example, was all about trying to take land because you needed the land to maintain your own clan, right? You didn't destroy the land behind you. You tried to keep it.
Right.
So the idea is like, so it's kind of going off of the idea is like, you don't destroy everything, you just want to fight everything. The idea is to fight stuff, and you can't fight something that's dead. So it will leave you. So someone who follows Astra would, if someone was like, just not some chump, would consider leaving their opponent alive on the brink of death, so that they'll come back and try to fight them again, to hope that they hold a grudge. Because they just want to keep fighting stuff. They want to fight something that is good at fighting them.
Right. Have you read the Invincible comic books?
I have not, no.
Okay, because there's a character like that called Battle Beast who seeks out, just strong opponents and wishes to fight them. But I don't know. So I know what sort of character you're talking about, but I don't know what word for that.
Like there is definitely a word for it.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I just don't know it.
Me neither. Like mercy is a good one for the time being because it fits the idea. It captures the idea. What if we? I'm gonna look for some synonyms. Because mercy is compassion or forgiveness, which is not accurate. It's not right.
Belligerent seems to be eager to fight.
Belligerent?
Yeah.
Belligerent works. So that's more of like a that's more like an adjective rather than a domain.
Right.
Like that would definitely be like an adjective that would describe him. Was it belligerent?
I could just type it in chat if you need.
Yeah, that's fine. Just making sure I just heard it right. Belligerent. There we go. Yeah. Right, like that's one of the things. Like Maleficia was set up as, I have it set up incorrectly on this page, as abrasive, but that's an adjective, not a domain, because she's the abrasive, overbearing mother, right? The mother that protects her children from everything, right? And then, and in turn, the world kind of destroyed them. Which is actually the story of Buddha, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah?
Well, the whole thing was that, Buddha's father, the king of his realm, built great walls and did everything within his power to ensure that his son never saw anything bad. So, like, he never saw war, he never saw the poor, he never saw the sick, he never saw anyone die, so like everything like that. And a force of the gods, I can't remember exactly what it's actually referred to as in the story, disguised as a caretaker, starts to show him the world, and it crushes him in the process. But through the process of that, there is a form of wisdom that is born of it.
Okay.
Like that's the whole story. Like that's the story in the most low grade, poor way I could possibly tell it. It's actually really, really interesting. It's actually worth reading if you have any interest in storytelling.
I mean, storytelling, sure. Religion, not necessarily.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, religion has really, really good stories.
I mean, that's why it's worshipped, isn't it?
I mean, to a degree. But the thing is like, they point to the reason that religious stories are compared to other stories, like fairy tales, for example, is that religious stories point towards ideals, whereas other stories, such as fairy tales, do not. But they do also point to equally profound things.
Right.
Like, I'm not articulate / knowledgeable enough to really give like a proper synopsis on how that all works. It's one of those things like I understand, but I can't articulate.
Yeah, makes sense. It's easier to understand something than it is to explain something, after all.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson does a really good job of explaining stories. He has a really good one on Peter Pan and Pinocchio. Two separate topics, not the same topic.
I'll say, I think those are two different things. I've not seen Pinocchio, I don't think.
You never saw Pinocchio?
I mean, there are a lot of movies and TV shows I just haven't encountered.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I just think that's interesting that you never saw Pinocchio, but that's fine. Like, he does a really good job of explaining kind of like how Peter Pan is kind of like the child. He's the child that never grew up because his vision of an adult is Captain Hook, and he doesn't like Captain Hook. For one, he's a tyrant. But like, but he's also all the things you don't want a person to be. Right? It's like, well, I don't want to be that. So he never grows up. And because he's a child, he can't have a relationship with I can't remember what the female character name is that he brings from London.
Wendy, isn't it?
Yeah, Wendy. He can't have a real relationship with her because he's still a child. So he has to substitute.
Right.
So he has to substitute his relationship with her with Tinkerbell. Okay, cool.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It's like, yeah, sorry, I just got let go from there.
I was just like, yeah, he was just laid off, but I want to do this because they can't push.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I will. So the what was I saying? Oh, so like he makes a really good comparison that Tinkerbell is like, for all intents and purposes, like a pornographic fantasy for him, because that's like that, because that's all. Which, if you really think about it, actually makes a lot of sense. And then he's, king of the Lost Boys, which is like king of the losers, right? It's not. There's a lot of things here that's just not great about him staying a kid, but because he has such a bad role model, it's like, well, what is he gonna do?
Right, makes sense.
Yeah, like he does a lot of stuff. Like Jordan Peterson does a lot of stuff with that with stories, which is really like fascinating to me. All right, What was I doing?
The Canadian clinical psychologist.
Yes, yes, he is.
Okay, I'm like, let me make sure.
Yeah, he wrote 12 Rules for Life, 12 More Rules for Life. Both fantastic books.
Apparently, the first one is number 5 in Amazon charts this week.
Wow, it's still up there? That's impressive.
That's what Amazon says.
It was a number 1 seller for a while. Clemency. I don't know what clemency means. And if
Clemency.
Oh, it's just a it means it's a noun. Not an adjective. It means an appeal for clemency or mercy or lenience.
Especially towards someone who is undeserving of it.
Mm-hmm. Which you could argue from their perspective is the case.
Right.
Pity. No, that's feeling sorrow and compassion. No. Charity, no. Forgiveness, forbearance. No. It is 10 after 6, actually. I should probably end stream. All right. I'm going for 3 hours already. I'll probably finish this up actually off stream. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm probably going to keep going for a little bit after I do some other things. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks so much for watching if you did. Hopefully, we're back next week on, I'm hoping Sunday. Because
Sunday, right? It's supposed to be.
I don't know. We're going to have to talk that one out. I'm going to have to message people directly and ask people about times for that. But, yeah, hopefully we'll have this rolling next week. And till next time, guys, have a good day.